Hope everything is going well in your world. And we got a foggy day here in South Georgia, so a couple of signal challenges that we've had going on so far. Plus, got a full house with the stepchildren in the house and all of their Wi-Fi absorbing things. So it's fun. I love it. There's nothing better than to having your family around. That is for sure. So, principle number 25, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. To me, maybe if all of the principles had to be thrown away, this would be the one that I would keep, because it encompasses so many different areas of our lives. When we can learn this this technique of asking questions instead of telling people what to do. Parental leadership, everything that we do in our world, it really is a key principle, in my opinion. So I remember when I was in college, I had a great thing that I learned. I played baseball in college. This is like 40 years ago. So my time was taken up a lot. I worked full time at a sports clothing store. I went to school full time. I played baseball. I worked part time for my dad. And I had an opportunity to volunteer at, I believe it was Herman Kiefer Hospital. We had I was in a criminal justice program at the University of Detroit, and Dr. Tobias, one of the gentlemen that was running the program, asked me if I'd volunteer to go work at Herman Kiefer Hospital just as like I said, a volunteer to work in their drug abuse program. So I said I would. And it was like incredible, because I got to sit there and watch these doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists asking questions of people. And you really saw that questioning model taking place as they listened intently and asked questions. And there was something that was a key too through that. Was one of the things that I noticed was that many of the young people that were my age, my peers, were coming to this program from the suburbs, and a lot of them, when they talked about what their challenges were at home or in their lives, is they weren't being listened to. They were being told what to do, and you saw a lot of that. And I'm kind of brushing over things, but the crux of what I'm saying is we've got to ask questions and then listen to the answers. And that's a key component in, instead of telling people what to do all the time. And one of the things that we learn, what can I do, what can I have our students do that I don't have to do, or what can we get them to say that I don't have to say it, so that people are participating. And if you think about that, when we ask our children questions, then listen to them. And as a supervisor or a leader, you want to ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Let the person buy into the idea. Let them get that thought process. And if you can perfect that ability to ask those type of questions, I think of principles like Principle 4, when you become genuinely interested in the other person. Principle 7, when you become a good listener and get the other person talking about themselves. Principle 9, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. And then Principle 25, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. When you put all of those principles together, you start seeing what that happens. Good example of that happened last night. I love when family comes over. I absolutely love it. Last night, I don't know what time it was, but I was looking for my wife, and out in the driveway, I saw my stepdaughter and her husband and her two little kids and my stepson, and they were in a golf cart, and they were all out front talking. So I went and chatted with them. And I noticed that, everybody pays attention to the youngest, the 2-year-old. And when I walked around the back of the golf cart and I asked the 10-year-old, Blakely just, talked to me about playing the piano, and her whole face lit up. I mean, what happens to an individual when you give them the opportunity to grow by asking them a question is just incredible, just incredible. Same thing happens with our employees too. Instead of telling somebody what to do, if you can perfect that ability to ask a question so they feel empowered to answer that question and then move forward, it's just an amazing thing, amazing thing. So please, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Learn that technique as a parent. Learn that technique as a leader, as a manager. And what happens is we empower the people that work with us to make decisions, to come up with ideas, to grow, prosper, and just become a better employee, better child, whatever it is. So ask questions instead of giving direct orders. I can't tell you how important it is to hone that skill. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you tomorrow.